happy Sunday evening, whatever time it may be as you're watching this. Greetings, my name is CoRy Wise. I am the Photo Alchemist. Welcome to week 1 recap of Souls of Saraku, the quest calendar from Sundial Games. We are doing the we're on Deep Winter 3/4, today being 4, and I thought that for Sunday I would do a recap of what's happened in the story so far, where we are, where we've been, highlights that might have happened during the streams, anything that you may have missed in that regard. Making sure technologically sound, everything looks good on my end. Hopefully it's good on yours. If you are familiar with the IRL version of myself, you're probably still not sure why there's a talking cat with aperture lenses for camera eyes. Well, it's because I've been very ill, and it's been harder and harder to stream, and it's something that I really enjoyed. Especially that I was able to do it. It was kind of like part of my recovery, and it's been harder to be able to put myself onto camera. So what's nice about this is I can do stuff behind the scenes, like if I got a blood pressure cuff on, or if I need to take water. You don't necessarily have to see it, nor should you see it. I don't want you worrying about me. Let me worry about me. That's a full-time job. It's bad enough that I have to do it. I don't want anyone else to do it. So I've been seeing a lot of PNG tubers, a lot of VTubers. Oh my god, one day I'll be able to be a VTuber. With a full model. That would be amazing. But right now we are here, and it's all in thanks to, it's all in part thanks to Pirate Prince Douglas. He helped, he drew the Photo Alchemist that you see before you, and then I animated it with VTube Studio, which is a Portuguese program. And this is, yeah, Pirate Prince Douglas. You can check out his art. He does art over at Rosefire Tavern. That's over on Instagram and Threads. But Pirate Prince Douglas is also a streamer. He streams every now and then. And yeah, I gave him some examples of what I would want, and some images, and some ideas and concepts. And together, this is what we came up with. So thank you once again, Pirate Prince Douglas. Thank you so much. My eternal gratitude to Rosefire Tavern for helping make this dream that much close to reality. Not fully realized, but that much closer to reality. Because it's not set in stone. Nothing is. This could all just fall apart tomorrow. That's the way chronic illness works. I have no say, no control over that. I just am here along with the ride. Not along for the ride. I'm with the ride. I can't get out of the car, folks. I can't. I want to. Please, show me a way. Anywho. On to... Where is it? Where is it? Where is my stuff? My slideshow. So we started out with... That is not correct. Hold on. No. Really? Did I put him first? I put the characters first? Oh, okay. Well, okay, yeah. We could do that. You know, like I said, going with the flow. And then here I am already like, no, that's wrong. Don't do it that way. Okay, so we had 2 character options that the game gave us to start out with. You can also make your own character. And what's nice is this is a D&D quest campaign that goes, it spans the whole calendar month of 2026. I've never done anything this involved. The longest time I ever did a campaign was, well, I tried to do 90 days when we first went with COVID lockdown, but that did not end up going so well because I had to drop out because of my own health. He says through gritted teeth. I might as well just say it. I have several complex illnesses, including myalgic encephalomyelitis, or MECFS, or chronic fatigue syndrome. That's what the CFS is. It is debilitating fatigue, and your body is constantly fighting with itself, and it can never get enough rest, and it has pretty much a dead battery that it has to suffer along the days with. There's also Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. They're also starting to find out that that is also a dysregulated biological condition. And that's showing up with biologic proteomics, which are types of proteins. And because of protein in the blood, not having enough quantities of certain proteins that help with blood flow, circulation shows up to be a problem. And at first they thought, well, this is a connective tissue disorder, and there's 13 different subtypes. I have HEDS, which is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And yeah, so it's one of those things where these are just some of the things I have going on with me, and I've never been able to do a major campaign because of this kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I lost a lot of self-worth last year. I want to put some meaning back into my life, so why not? Because I'm disabled, so I don't have to get up for work or a job, because I can't. I thought, well, I would get up to try to do a quest calendar. At least I'd want to get up for that. That'd be something I'd want to get up for. So I bought one on Kickstarter. This is through Sundial Games. They've done it several before this. This one's the Souls of Saraku. So you have two character choices. They are Severin Mortis and Ysora Cronenmeyer. So I'll just kind of do like a rundown. Severin Mortis is the human Death Weaver. He's the kind of man who grew up and was very sick. He was born into weakness. He sought power in places that others feared to tread. The dead do not lie, nor do they judge, as it says on his character sheet, or his character synopsis. Among bones and forgotten graves, Severin uncovered truths hidden from cowards who feared the dark. So the battlefield is his canvas, and the dead are his ink. He will not stop until he has achieved his final lesson. Not even the High Mage will stand in his way. One day he will master death, or one day he will never die. So that's Severin Mortis. Severin Mortis is Arcane Adept, meaning that they have advantages. There's advantage and disadvantage to rolls if you've never done a D&D campaign. And I encourage you, if this is your first stream that you're checking out of mine, and you're like, oh, this sounds really cool, you can start from the beginning. It says 2026 calendar. I think it says intro/day 1. You can find that there. These are also on YouTube, I think. I accidentally deleted day 1, so I gotta re-download that. Oh man, the things about chronic illness too, especially with something called brain fog, which is a term you might hear. I also have long COVID. I didn't get COVID though until last year, 2 years ago now, 2024, and it it nearly destroyed me. It resurfaced all my complex illnesses that I have, and just kind of threw acid into the fire, or threw like an acidic snake or an acidic salamander into the fire, and then that salamander exploded got all over the eyes of the children, because this was at a children's, it was like a pool party slash maybe like some nephew or niece's 8-year-old birthday. So they brought this animal tamer, because the kids are afraid of clowns. This is all made up, by the way. This didn't actually happen. And the animal tamer has these acidic salamanders, and what makes them acidic is they're able to change color however they want. And these suckers got far away from the animal tamer and just jumped into the barbecue pit at the same exact time. And just like that, you got salamanders now exploding everywhere, and children's eyes are burning because there's literally like spitting acid in their eyes. That's what it's like, folks. Or that's what it can be like. Anywho, what was the whole point of this? Oh yeah, with brain fog, there's some things you think, oh yeah, I'll never forget how to do that. That's easy. Yeah, I got that down. Write that down, no problem. And then you throw brain fog into the mix, and it's like, wait a minute, how do I tie up my shoelaces? Oh, right. You gotta have your shoes on first. It's horrible. I don't mean to laugh, but it's better to laugh than cry. Anywho, Severin Mortis is arcane adept. They have arcane knowledge. These people are working with a high mage, and the high mage works with our dark overlord. So I had a couple choices. I had Severin Mortis, or I had Ysora Cronenmeyer. Now, something that was really cool about Ysora is her backstory is she was not always a witch or a crone or even ugly. She was beautiful, actually. She was lauded for her beauty. And then all of a sudden, one day, it just kind of faded away from her. So she saw the way admiration dulled into indifference, the way eyes that once lingered began to pass her by. She would not allow herself to be forgotten. Desperation led her to forbidden magic. So she's not arcane adept, though. Her arcane is actually kind of weak, at least weaker to Severin's. Her abilities is she's an investigator and she has premonition. So that's one thing that was really cool about her. She also has, it says, one day she will be more than feared, she will be worshipped. So she's kind of working with the high mage, just kind of like biding her time until eventually she could push this mage in front of the proverbial chariot, if you will. It's pretty much saying push him under the bus. And then rise and show favor to the Dark Overlord and say, see, I would never abandon you like your high mage did. So that's her story. She's a twisted crone with a cruel mistress and a soul forever yearning. So then, in proper RPG fashion, did I choose a character? No! I rolled for one. And I chose that Severin was odd, and he would be rolled odd, and if I got evens, I would be Ysora. And we rolled odd. And then our journey began. And I don't have this page in front of me, so I'm just gonna wing it that there is this dark citadel in the distance, and you see there's a crow that is flying towards this citadel. And as you go closer and closer to the citadel, it's just filled with more skeletons of dead beasts, and it's just filled with poison and rot, and like there's sinewy flesh that leads up to the cobblestones that takes you up to this black citadel. But it is currently deep winter. This is your journey begins on Thorns Day. Day 1 is Thorns Day, and you, as the High Mage, intercepts this crow. Well, then you have some choices to make, because there's 2 ways that this spell can be deciphered. And it can, well, this message can be deciphered. It can be either where you use a cipher, you use investigator skills, a la Yasora Cronenmeyer, or you do arcane spells to make magic and kind of figure out through spell magic what does the message ultimately say. Now, what's it say at the beginning? You accept it, turn to the table, begin your task. How should you retrieve the message by spell or cipher? Now, one thing that's really cool about this, the way Sundial Games does their calendars, is there's A and B options. Choose one or the other, or A, B, and C. Choose one of the three. And then there's chronological options where you do them all. So you could have a B, and let's say you go with B, and then you choose B. Well, B has a 1, 2, 3. So then you would go B, 1, 2, and 3. And then there's a 4 after A and B. So because you didn't do A, you chose B. You do the 3 of those. And then 4 is its own thing. It's still part of the numbering. So then that's the next step you do in of what the calendar is leading you towards on your quest. So that was day 1, was getting the message. And let me make sure. Yeah, so getting the message was all about, if you do arcane knowledge, which is what I did, you had to prepare for the spell, and you had to look for reagents, try to find the correct reagents, try to draw the ritual circle, and then practice your chanting. And I got a terrible roll all 3 times. It was great. It was hilarious. The second roll, I got a natural 1. So it didn't matter what I did. Because, yeah, I took that I didn't just fail drawing the ritual circle, but Severin sneezed all over it. His snot and pus, because he has, infected nasal sinus, deviated septum, and is broken and pus filled probably. So he sneezed all over the ritual circle. He knocked down the reagents in their cabinet, so their labels, all the dust went everywhere and you can't read them. And then the third was chanting the spell. Well, I forgot how to chant it, so I was just kind of opening up my mouth wide and closing it and opening it, trying to form syllables, and nothing really went well. So that was day 1. Yeah, good start. Then we went to day 2, Fruits Day, January 2nd, Friday. It was time to work with the High Mage and cast the spell to learn about what the message said. And I think at the bottom, when did we discover what the message said? Oh, so every time that I did, that I would have done well with my spell practicing, I would have gotten like a spell effectiveness modifier. And I think you could get up to 7. I only really ever got up to 1. So let's see, where does it say? Where does it say that? Trying to think. Looking. Maybe able to increase. Gather reagents, draw the ritual circle. Where was that? Okay. Oh, so this is the farthest I got to learning about with what the message was flown. What message was flown to us? We divined the following information from our spell. The army of light is an overwhelming force, a coalition of all manner of creatures united against the Overlord, who I work for. Their numbers dwarf the forces defending the Dark Citadel. So there's more to that message, but that was all I was able to decipher. And we find that out after I cast the spell, because my voice was weak when I was chanting. My voice faltered, but the magic resisted my call, and the High Mage just kind of gave me this look like, "Are you blowing this right now?" Without saying that, their look was very disapproving. So that was what we found out on day 2. For Fruits Day, we cast the spell, didn't go so well. I also rolled terribly, and then I re-rolled with one of my rolls of Arcane Knowledge, because I have that, where I can re-roll any d20 once per day, as long as it's non-combat. Re-rolled, still didn't go so well. I think I got a 7. Yeah, I got a 7, and then I could do +3 intelligence. So it was a 4. I rolled a 4, so then I got +7. So then we get to day 3. And oh boy, that's when shit really got real. So this was Saturday, or Stars Day, and I endured the fierce gaze of the Overlord. Again, my rolls were not great. It involved me, I saw the High Mage being blown up into the rafters, because he was so upset that the spell wasn't going well, because I blew it, so I almost killed my boss, the High Mage. The CEO is the Overlord, my boss is the High Mage. And I have the chance then, I had a choice, it was my first choice, and that was choose to claim the Overlord's trust, or choose to speak up for the High Mage. And, Severin's all about dealing with himself, because he's very frail. He has to think a lot inward. He's an indoor kid when he was growing up. He's very introverted, probably when he was doing his looking over the dark arts for the first time. So I said, you know what, claim the Overlord's trust. And I went right past the mage, spoke to him, and I think my words were, Overlord, the High Mage underestimates your power, you said boldly, stepping forward. I explained the enemy's formations, numbers. The Overlord does not want to hear it, calls me a worm, grabs me by the throat. I had to roll for damage. I rolled the highest damage. So then he threw me up once and then down back to the ground, where I could feel my spleen moving around. Like, it was pretty bad. And then the soul crystal is what the Overlord kind of like gets all their power from. And he said, prepare the soul crystal. The time has come to show the world the true might of darkness. Yeah, I wish I had water tonight. Oh well. And that's what happened. So that's the recap. I have no idea what's going to happen. I think I can fully rest and get everything back on Sundays. But also Sunday is fun, because it's time for Sunday lottery. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, there's a lottery, folks. Isn't that fun? I love this calendar so far. So, if you like the eye, there is a link to my threads. I think it's here. THR, whoops. READS. That one? Nope, that wasn't it. Shoot. Is it just thread? There we go. Yeah, so that's my design. I drew that. I drew all the body parts as D&D characters, along with the help of my friend Kate, and we created the question we asked ourselves: what class would each of our organs be if they were D&D characters? And she said, I love this idea. I'm like, do you want to help me come up with it? So she helped me like create the whole concept for it, and I drew each and every one of them. And you can get them as mouse pads or on t-shirts. And this is the cleric eye. Ooh, the all-seeing eye. And these are all drawn by hand, so no AI, no AI. Yeah, so with the lottery, let's do it. I need a D6. I got my sheet in front of me because it's hard to read that off the computer, but hopefully you can see it, guys. This is the eye I was talking about. I just realized that my camera wasn't shown. So, if you're interested in this, you can get it as a mouse pad and all sorts of things. But this is the eye cleric. Okay, so for Sunday lottery, oh look at that! I almost put that completely straight without even trying. Okay, so I can lose gold or gain gold. Okay, so it literally is a lottery, like financially speaking. And I get a 4. Nice! My luck has turned around. Starting tonight and going into next week, I'm gonna be having the best rolls. And because I said that, I'm probably not. Okay, so little more just about the game. They use a D20, a D6, and all the dice you would expect, or if you've played Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinders or any kind of tabletop RPG, you're also going to use a D4, which is a 4-sided die, a D12, a couple of D10s, 1 D8, which I gotta find. I didn't have one, so hopefully that comes along. And you can have minions in this game, and you can have pets, and you can pickpocket, and there's so much that's possible. But the number one rule, let me put away Sunday lottery for now. The number one rule is have fun. That's the number one rule that they wrote down was whatever you do, make sure you're enjoying it. And I think that's a great rule to live by. And for hopefully 2026, there's more fun and joy in all of our lives. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here, for being part of this journey. I really love Twitch. I've always wanted to be a Twitch streamer, and now that I can be in a little more where I don't have to worry about like getting camera ready, and I don't mean necessarily my appearance, though that's that's part of it. I don't want to look like I just came out of the bog. But it's hard to light, and I'm in a smaller place, so I don't have the best angles for where I can put cameras, and wires can get misplaced and put in different places, and it's more frustrating that way, and then it's less fun for me. And this is way more fun. I'm a cat. Meow. I think that's my first meow through this avatar. Meow. I love that. I love just watching it. Again, thanks to Pirate Prince Douglas for drawing this beautiful Photo Alchemist up. He looks great, and maybe there'll be different things that come down the road. I do most of this stuff all on my own, so this stream, there's going to be stuff that's coming and going, stuff that works, and then stuff that doesn't work. As long as it's easy for me, hopefully I can do it, and hopefully that down the road that means like polls, and maybe going to where I reach out to chat for a little of their guidance, especially if it's dealing with a goblin and my character maybe doesn't know what a goblin ever looked like because they've never been out in the real world. That would be fun, and yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. This music is so melancholy. What is this? This is D&D Mystery. Let's get something a little more adventurous. Is there something adventurous that I can look at really quickly? What's this? Oh man, that's crazy. Something shall all. Ooh, let's do this. Let's see. How's this? That's good? Nope, I don't hear anything. I don't know. I don't think I can hear this. Maybe you guys can? Hopefully. This isn't what I want. I want something to like go out with a bang. Well, I think that's first thing of okay, how about this? There we go, that's better. That's got a little more oomph to it, I think. And if it doesn't, then we'll strike this song from my playlist. Alright, I hope everyone has a good week ahead, and hope you had a great first week of the new year. Until next time, checkmate and rummy, my dear gladiators. Zoom!